Welcome back to the channel. When we look at our everyday change, the smallest coins often go unnoticed. They sit in our wallets, pile up in jars, and rarely get the same attention as larger denominations. Yet, even a small coin like the 2 euro cent from 2004 has a story worth telling. It's more than just spare change, it's a piece of European history and design that traveled across borders. The 2 euro cent coin is part of the euro currency system, introduced in 2002 when the euro became the official money of 12 European nations. It was a historic moment in monetary history. For the first time, countries across the continent adopted a single shared currency, with coins and banknotes circulating freely between nations. By 2004, the system was still new, and coins like the 2 cent were at the heart of this financial transformation. The coin itself is made of copper-plated steel, giving it a distinct reddish-brown color. It measures 18.75 millimeters in diameter, weighs 3.06 grams, and has a unique feature, a smooth edge with a continuous groove running along it. This design element was not just decorative but also practical, helping people distinguish the 2 cent coin from the smaller 1 cent coin. On the reverse, the 2 cent coin carries the common European design, which in 2004 still showed the European Union as it stood in its early years. The globe features Europe in relation to Africa and Asia, with 6 diagonal lines ending in stars that represent unity and stability. This design, created by Luc Louix of the Royal Belgian Mint, was chosen to symbolize Europe's place in the world. The obverse, however, is where the real variety lies. Each member state was allowed to design its own national side, reflecting its heritage, culture, or iconic symbols. So, a 2004 2 cent coin from France looks different from one issued in Germany, Spain, or Finland. Despite these differences, all are legal tender across the Eurozone, creating a fascinating blend of unity and diversity. For example, in 2004, Germany's 2 cent coin featured an oak twig, a symbol of stability and tradition that had appeared on German Pfennig coins for decades. Italy's version carried the famous Mole Antonelliana, a landmark building in Turin. Meanwhile, Spain used the portrait of King Juan Carlos I. Each design told a story of the nation, even on the smallest coin. This mix of national identity with a shared European framework is part of what makes euro coins so special. By 2004, people traveling across borders could collect coins from other countries simply by checking their change. The 2 cent coin, though small, became a little ambassador of culture and history. Practically, the 2 cent coin played a key role in everyday commerce. It allowed for precise pricing, especially in amounts ending in 0.99 or 0.49. Shopkeepers relied on it to give exact change, and consumers trusted that prices were fair down to the cent. While many people dismissed it as low in value, the coin was indispensable in a currency system designed to be accurate. However, even in 2004, debates were starting about the usefulness of the 1 and 2 cent coins. Because inflation had reduced their purchasing power, many argued that minting them cost more than they were worth. In some countries, like Finland and the Netherlands, rounding rules were introduced, making the coins less common in circulation. Still, in 2004, they remained widely used and necessary in most of Europe. From a collector's perspective, the 2004 2 cent coin is not particularly rare in general circulation, since millions were produced. But its value lies in the details. Different mints across Europe issued their own versions, and some had lower mintages than others. Collectors often seek complete year sets, and having the 2004 2 cent coin from multiple countries makes the collection more meaningful. Another interesting point about the 2004 issue is that it came during a time of change in the European Union. That year, 10 new countries joined the EU, expanding its borders dramatically. While these countries would not adopt the euro immediately, the enlargement symbolized a growing Europe, and coins like the 2 cent from 2004 capture the optimism of that era. The accessibility feature of the groove on the edge is another detail worth mentioning. It was designed specifically to help visually impaired people distinguish the 2 cent from other small coins. This focus on inclusivity was a hallmark of the euro coin system, showing that design was not just about beauty but also about function for all citizens. The reddish color of the coin also sets it apart in circulation. Alongside the 1 and 5 cent coins, the 2 cent forms part of the copper group, easily recognized by sight. This made sorting change simple, whether you were a shopkeeper counting till money or a child learning to handle coins for the first time. Over the years, coins naturally pick up wear, scratches, and darkening. Yet, Many 2004 2-cent coins still retain their copper shine when well kept. Uncirculated or proof versions from that year, stored carefully in mint sets, display the coin in its full original brightness, reminding us of how striking even small denominations can be. For many people, the 2-cent coin is tied to memories of travel. A tourist in Paris might have received a 2004 coin from a cafe, or a student studying abroad in Germany might have carried one during their stay. These coins become souvenirs of a personal journey, connecting individual experiences to the larger European story. In economic terms, the 2-cent coin may not seem powerful, but it represents the completeness of the monetary system. Without the smallest denominations, rounding becomes necessary, and that can create debates about fairness in pricing. The 2004 2-cent coin, like others of its kind, stood as proof that every cent mattered in a carefully balanced economy. At the same time, the coin reminds us of how money evolves. Just as older European currencies once had small denominations that were later phased out, the 1 and 2-cent coins may eventually disappear. If that happens, coins like the 2004 issue will become pieces of history, marking the early years of the euro's journey. So, the next time you come across a 2004 2-euro-cent coin, don't dismiss it as pocket clutter. Look closer. Notice the groove along its edge, the reddish color of its copper plating, and the national symbol on its obverse. Each detail connects to a bigger story of design, identity, and unity. In the end, the 2-euro-cent coin from 2004 is far more than its face value. It's a reminder of the euro's early years, a symbol of Europe's growth, and a tiny artifact of cultural exchange. Small in size, small in value, but big in meaning. That's what makes the 2-euro-cent coin of 2004 worth remembering.